Drums of the ancestors. In the village of Banti, the beating of drums was more than music, it was a language. A bridge between the living and the dead. For generations, the sacred drum, Ironwall, had been passed down among the drummers of the Odu clan. They played during births, deaths, harvests, and wars, calling upon the spirits for guidance. Tund, a quiet boy of 16, was the last in his line. His father, Baba Olakunal, had been the greatest drummer Banti had ever known. But he had passed away before he could teach Tund all the rhythms. The elders believed the knowledge was lost. One evening, as the harmattan winds whispered through the trees, the village gathered for the annual festival of ancestors. Drummers lined up, striking rhythms that carried deep into the night. But without Baba Olakunal's mastery, something felt incomplete. Tund watched from the shadows, clutching the small drum his father had given him. He longed to play, but fear held him back. How could he fill the shoes of a legend? As the festival reached its peak, the elder priest, Baba Ifa, approached the sacred Ironwall and placed his hands upon it. "The spirits are restless," he murmured. "They say the true voice of the ancestors has not spoken." A hush fell over the crowd. Then the wind shifted. A sudden gust stirred the dust, and the flames of the village torches flickered wildly. A voice, deep and resonant, filled Tund's ears. "Play, my son." He spun around, but no one was there. Only the great baobab tree swayed in the wind. His heartbeat quickened. He knew that voice. His father's. Before he could think, his hands moved. He stepped forward, past the stunned villagers, and placed his fingers on Ironwall. Then he played. At first, the sound was hesitant, uncertain. Then something shifted. His fingers found rhythms he had never been taught, beats older than memory itself. The drum spoke not in mere sound, but in spirit. The villagers gasped. The elders whispered. Baba Ifa's eyes widened in awe. The wind swirled faster, lifting dust into the air. The flames danced higher, and then shadows began to form around the fire. Figures, glowing faintly, emerged from the smoke. The ancestors. They swayed to the beat, their spectral faces serene. They had heard their voice again, the voice of the Odu clan, reborn in Tund. Tears filled his eyes, but he did not stop. He could not stop. His hands moved like they belonged to someone else, guided by unseen forces. The spirits nodded, their presence filling the village with warmth, before fading back into the night. When the last echo of the drum faded, silence reigned. Then, the villagers erupted into cheers. Baba Ifa approached Tund, placing a hand on his shoulder. "The ancestors have chosen you," he said. "You are the new keeper of the drums." Tund looked down at his hands, still trembling. The weight of generations rested on his shoulders. But he no longer felt fear. He felt purpose. Tund closed his eyes, feeling the presence of his ancestors, their strength guiding his hands. He was no longer just a man. He was a bridge between the past and the future. As dawn broke, the village was alive again, the spirits of the ancestors dancing with them in the morning light. Tund smiled, knowing that he had found his purpose. The drums had spoken, and he had answered. Please follow for more videos and ensure you like and comment.